Hey guys, welcome back to the Rescued Medical channel. I'm Rashil, and today we are going to discuss the skeletal bones from the skull to the toes. So, firstly, we will understand and study the bones of the head. So, let's start from the cranial bones. So, cranial bones are the bones which surrounds the brain and protect it from the external damage. So, let's start. So, this is the frontal bone, and in lateral view, this is the frontal bone. And connected to the frontal bone there is a sphenoid bone. The sphenoid bone is inside the skull, which is also called as a butterfly bone. There is a unique bone which is sponge like situated between the face, that is called the ethmoid bone. And this is the parietal bone which is connected to the frontal bone. The occipital bone is also called the base of the skull. Now we will study about the facial bones. So this is the nasal bone, which is the delicate bone of the face. If we punch someone on face, this is the bone which will break. This is the bone which is called the maxilla bone. These are the zygomatic bones, which is also called the cheekbones. So this is the mandible bone, which is connected to the temporal bone to the joint called temporomandibular joint. In short form, we write it TMJ, which is temporomandibular joint. Now we will study about the vertebrae, which is 7 cervical vertebra, 12 thoracic vertebra, and 5 lumbar vertebra. And in last, sacrum and coccyx. I will make more clear to you. This is a coccyx and this is the sacrum. Now let's study the vertebra in detail. Firstly, we will write the vertebrae, that is C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6 and C7. Now the 7th cervical vertebra is connected to the first thoracic vertebra, and we have 12 thoracic vertebra, that is T1 to T12, and T12 is connected to first lumbar vertebra. Now the first cervical vertebra and second cervical vertebra got some special names, that is C1 is called atlas and C2 is called axis. Now we will move on to our next topic, that is thorax. So this is a long bone called clavicle connected to the scapula and sternum. The clavicle is connected to the manubrium by the joint called sternoclavicular joint. So this is the sternum and this is a sternum body. So the joint between the manubrium and sternum is called the sternal angle. So now we will study about the ribs. There are total 12 ribs, 12 pairs of ribs. I will call it like this. And if we see closely, so ribs are connected to sternum through costal cartilage, and backwards it is connected to the vertebra. So 10 ribs are called true ribs and 2 ribs are called false ribs or floating ribs. We call 11th and 12th ribs as false ribs or floating ribs because it is not connected directly to the coastal cartilage. It floats in the abdomen. Okay, and the 10 ribs are called true ribs because it is directly connected to the coastal cartilage. This is a small bone which is called as xiphoid process, which is connected to the sternum. So now our next topic is upper limb. This is clavicle, which I have told you earlier. This is shoulder and this is scapula. Now by which bones the shoulder is made up of? So there are total 3 bones shoulder joint is made up of. The first one is humerus, the second one is scapula, and the third one is clavicle. So this is a long bone called humerus, and these are the 2 bones, which is one is radius and second one is ulna. So humerus and radius and ulna joint is called elbow joint. So if someone asks you what is elbow joint made up of, so your answer will be radius, humerus and ulna. Now you must be assuming that where is the humerus bone is attached to the scapula. So there is a fossa. This is a fossa. This is called the glenoid fossa. The humerus head is connected to the glenoid fossa, and that's how the joint is made. Now you must be thinking that I have told you this is a joint is made. So the name of the joint is glenohumeral joint. So now let's take a close look on hand. Let's study the hand bones. This is the ulna, this is the radius, which we have studied in the last slide. These are the 8 carpal bones. It has different names. This is the wrist bones, which are 8 in number. So these are the metacarpals, which are 5 in number. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these are the phalanges. It has 3 different part, that is proximal phalange, middle phalange, and distal phalange. But there is an interesting thing, that is the thumb only has the distal phalanx and proximal phalange. Now the small joint between the fingers, that is the first joint is called metacarpophalangeal joint. We call it MCP, and the another joint we call it that is uh, proximal interphalangeal joint. And in the end of the fingers, the joint we have, that is distal interpharyngeal joint. We will start now the pelvis. So there are 3 main bones of pelvis. One is ilium, ischium, pubis, and sacrum. I have not written sacrum over here. Let's discuss the bones. So this is the bone in red, that is ilium. This in yellow, that is ischium, and this in green, that is pubis. The two pubic bones are joined by the pubic symphysis, and this is the sacrum. The sacrum and the ilium are joined by the joint called sacroiliac joint. So this is the sacroiliac joint, which I have drawn in blue. We can see this is the socket by which the humerus is joined. This is called the acetabulum. Now let's jump on to the next topic, that is the lower limb. So this is the femur. Femur is joined to the pelvis by the acetabulum. This is called the acetabulum of the pelvis. The femur is joined to the pelvis by the head of the femur, and the femur is the longest bone of the body and the toughest bone of the body. This bone is called tibia, and this is called the fibula. This is the knee. Tibia is in the medial position and fibula is in the lateral position. What does medial and lateral means? Medial means towards the body, towards the center, and lateral means away from the center. The knee is covered by the bone called patella, also known as the kneecap. The last part we are going to study is the ankle and the foot. So I will zoom into this. This is the tibia and this is the fibula. So there are total 7 bones in the foot, that is 7 tarsal bones. I will just tell you the 7 tarsal bones. The first one is the talus. So this is the cuboid bone. And this side also, this is a cuboid bone. This is the navicular bone. And there are 3 cuneiform bones. These are the 3 cuneiform bones, and here also, which one you can't see in this photo, this is the calcaneus bone. These bone which are I'm highlighting in yellow here also, that this is called the metatarsal bones. This is 5 in number, and these which I'm drawing in purple highlight, this is called phalanges. This is also 5 in number. As we have discussed, this is the proximal, middle, and distal, but in thumb we have only distal and proximal. So here we end the video. Thank you for watching the video.